If your content isn't making people stop their scroll or say, wait a second, this feels a little different, you might be leaving money on the table or momentum on the table. Whether you're trying to land more UGC clients, or if you're trying to sell out your coaching spots, or make more money on digital products, the style of video that you post is just as important as the message itself. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down 3 viral content types that are absolutely crushing right now. And the best part is you do not need a team, a fancy studio, or even another person in the video for them to perform well. I've used these exact styles to land over $230,000 in brand deals and help my students fill their programs as well. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to use each and every single one. First up is solo skit style videos. These are so good, it almost feels unfair for the people that are doing them right. You're basically just playing 2 or more characters in a scene, but it's just you, a couple outfit swaps, and maybe a hat. The real magic is in the camera angles and the delivery. Each character looks just past the camera like this. You see? You see? Creating a fake conversation that actually feels supernatural. Not supernatural. You know what I mean. You can make these hilarious, dramatic, relatable, or even educational. You just want to layer in trending sounds or add a juicy hook through text overlays. And the best part about these is they can either be completely silent with no dialogue where you just have the text telling the story, or they can be dialogue and fully verbiage focused where you are just basically talking to yourself as 2 or more characters. Here's a quick example of what it looks like when no dialogue is present. Yes, I did dress up like a man for this video. And here is an example of what happens when dialogue is present. Come on, I've got a solution for you. It's called Just Play. Just play what? Like Monopoly with my landlord? See, now doesn't it feel like I'm talking to somebody else, even though we are very aware that it is me in both sections? So if you're creating content for your own brand, you can use this style to act out the thoughts in your customer's head, like the internal battle they have before buying your course. And if you're doing this for a UGC client or maybe a sponsored brand post, you can play the role of the confused potential customer plus the friend who recommends the product. Clients love this style when it's done right. Next up is going to be storytelling while doing something else. You know those get ready with me or come on a hot girl walk with me videos? They explode because they feel unfiltered, intimate, and real. And whether you're selling your own offers or you're creating content for brands, the vibe is the same. This is so important that I couldn't wait until I was done doing X to tell you guys about it. It instantly breaks the barrier between you and the viewer. So if you're building your own personal brand, this is a perfect way to tell a story about a lesson you learned or a mistake your audience should avoid. And if you're doing UGC or brand sponsored post, just tell the story of how you accidentally discovered the product or how it solved something embarrassing or annoying for you. Think, I didn't realize I needed this until I used it once. It has to feel real though. The moment it sounds scripted, it breaks the magic. Last up, my favorite, which I'm kind of somewhat doing right now, I guess, is podcast style and street interview style content. These are showing up everywhere on TikTok, on YouTube, on Pinterest even, for a reason. The format feels so native to social media that people stop and watch even if they don't know you yet. But here's the kicker that most people don't realize. You do not have to launch a real podcast to make videos like this. You don't need strangers on the street either. You just need a mic, a clean background, and a script with a bite. The easiest version of this is you pretending to be the host, just like I am today, and you're talking to the camera like your guest is off screen. So just like we talked about earlier with the solo split style, we're gonna just turn right here and we're gonna talk to our guest, who's not really there obviously, and we're going to introduce the product or talk about a problem that we had that now this product is the solution for. And you only needed one person to do that. You can even film both parts like a skit or just let it be a monologue. So I can be facing this way with my mic right here, and then I can be in a different outfit facing this way. So it looks, whenever you splice them together, that 2 people are talking back and forth to each other. I do this literally every single week with my friends coming in here. Sometimes they'll do one part, I'll do the other, or I will act as the host and the guest by just changing my outfit. These are absolutely gold for selling digital products because you can position yourself as an expert, an educator, or a funny commentator all in one. And if you're doing this for a UGC client or for a brand deal, you can frame it like you're hosting a segment on why people love their product. You can add captions, a bold intro line, and boom, you have now created a scroll stopper that feels like a real clip from an episode. As it relates to street interview style videos. The good news about this is you do not have to walk up to strangers. A lot of people assume that you do, but a lot of the videos that you guys are seeing that are street interview style, like this one, are actually just members of their family or members of their friend group. Here are 3 examples of me doing the exact same thing. One with my husband,
Good question.
who I pretended I didn't know. One with my best friend, who again, I pretended I didn't know. And one with 3 people, all of which are in my friend group. So yes, if you want to make it a little bit more spontaneous and you are okay with doing kind of those public content outings, of course you can walk up to strangers and hope to God that it works. But if you have a script that you need to follow, especially if a client is giving you what they need you to say, it's a lot easier to just rope in some friends and family to get the job done. And the cool thing about both of these types, the podcast style and the street interview style, is so few creators are actually comfortable with doing this. On the podcast side, so few creators are willing to invest in a studio setup. By the way, you do not have to invest in a studio setup. This mic is like $120, maybe less. It might actually be like $60. This green wall behind me, like $10 for like 30 of them. I will say this wood right here is the most expensive thing that I have in my podcast studio, and I think they're like $170 per panel, but I just really wanted that aesthetic for a reason, by the way, because if you guys are watching my YouTube videos and you see that there's like a split in the background and you're like, why the did she do that? I have a reason, and the reason is because I get paid to make podcast simulation videos. And like we mentioned a second ago, there's a host looking this way and a guest looking this way usually. So in a real world scenario, when you want someone to believe that this is authentically a true podcast episode, wouldn't they more than likely have 2 different backgrounds? The answer is probably yes. If they don't have 2 different backgrounds, it more than likely means that they filmed them all in one location and just shifted the look of their body. So for me, I now have the ability to have this background for me when I'm a host and that background for anybody who comes and is acting as my guest. And this helps my clients out a lot. So there's not a lot of people that are willing to invest in this. And there's not a lot of people who are willing to learn how to edit a podcast style video and splice a bunch of videos into each other to make the final film. And on the other hand, there is even less people who are willing to go into a public place and film content. That takes the people who just really don't give a shit anymore, like myself. When I realized that I could make $400 for a street interview style video in public, and all I had to do was basically do 3 lines myself and 3 lines for my husband, I started caring a lot less. But because of this, that means there are a lot less people that are doing it, so it's a lot less saturated. So if you can get on either of these 2, whether it be for your personal brand, for a sponsored post, or for UGC, you are going to set yourself apart from the rest. These 3 to 4 video styles are working so well because they do not feel like ads, and they don't feel like content that everyone could make. They're intentional, they're smart, and they're powerful, especially if you are a digital product seller, a coach, or content creator looking to stand out. And here's the truth, the people landing the biggest clients or selling the most courses right now, they're not always the ones with the biggest audiences, but they are the ones using formats like this that feel unforgettable and feel immersive. So let me know in the comments which one you guys are going to try first, or even if you want to, tag me in your first one. You can find me on all platforms at Evolution Freelancing. And if you guys want more behind the scenes tutorials or real examples from me, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe because I have so much more coming for you guys this month, so I better see you in this one next.